Oh my god, we're live on the Twitch now.
We are live. There it is. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the VCR Gaming Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Matthew, and seated aboard a space station that's currently in geosynchronous orbit of the planet Bajor with a beautiful view of a wormhole is Commander Matt. How are you, Matt?
I am getting some feedback right now. What's going on?
You are, because I'm dumb.
Shall we do this again?
No. No. We're good.
All right.
We're good. We can keep going. This is real. This is live. Our live people. This is what they see.
Yeah. So, what was the question? Can I phone a friend?
I was just explaining to our lovely audience where you are in relation to me this week.
So, I never did look up how far away I am from you as the crow flies.
Oh, so you just missed my whole big thing then?
Something about a space station and Enterprise and
yeah.
something.
I said you're on a space station that's orbiting the planet Bajor with a beautiful overlook of a wormhole.
Oh, okay. So is this before or after Cardassian has completely destroyed us?
Yeah, so it's like this is directly after where it's all still in ruins.
Oh, okay. I mean, as long as I get to hang out with Gold Dukat, I'm good. He's a badass. Actually, he turns out to be like Space Satan, right?
Yeah, he kind of does.
And Cisco is Space Jesus, especially at the end. Which
he is.
Which never made any fucking sense. Because, I think that's what ruined Deep Space Nine. Was that show was so good, and then that last episode, the last episode wasn't as bad as Enterprise, but that last episode was just, we're going to take this entire Dominion War, which Dominion War turned out to be pretty shit. But,
yeah.
Because
it was like 6 episodes long, I believe.
You mean 6 seasons long?
Well, the actual war, when it actually broke out, it's like 6 episodes.
Yeah, because there was a lot of shit that happened off screen on the Dominion War that, there was wars and battles, but a lot of it happened off screen on it.
Right.
And what I always miss about, especially like the Jem'Hadar, they showed them as these, mastermind type of people, and then they end up just being the same as like Klingons towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, so I read a really interesting article about Deep Space Nine, which triggered me to start watching it. And it was because, Deep Space Nine was kind of like the bastard child of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Because like Roddenberry, he didn't like the direction that the writers were taking it. They wanted to do something different and all that. So they got like shut down a lot of the time with like a lot of their ideas and things that they wanted to do. So that might be a reason that adds into that.
That's only part of it. It was also, I think it had to do a lot with fatigue as well, because Voyager and Deep Space Nine were running simultaneously in certain parts. And plus, God, you could tell the cheapening of the effects was very apparent at that time too. It
was pretty bad. Yeah, they were definitely on budget mode for sure. Watching the first episode of DS9, I haven't watched it in quite a while. Like at least not like the first season.
Yeah.
I forgot completely all about that. It was Picard that killed Cisco's wife. Because he was running that Borg ship. I completely forgot about that.
Yep. As Locutus.
Locutus.
Yeah, I just saw that episode because I'm going through Next Gen right now, and I'm at the episode where they meet Spock again, and it's really good.
That's good shit.
But so anyways, so that was just a little preview of VCR Star Trek right there.
Yeah.
Boldly going where no VCR has gone before.
Oh, well, I'm binge watching DS9, so get ready. The next couple episodes are
are you really?
Tons of it in there. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm planning on, I'm really deciding whether, because I've already watched TOS and I'm almost done with TNG. I'm on middle of season 5 now, and I've only got 2 more seasons now, and I'm really deciding, do I want to do Deep Space Nine or Voyager? Because I'm going to watch both of them anyway, but I'm just deciding, trying to figure out which one.
Which one have you seen more of, or more frequently?
Voyager, because I've seen that through twice, and I've only seen DS9 like 1.5 times.
Oh, well, there's your answer.
Yeah. It's just, I feel like I said, the later seasons of DS9 just, I mean, there's good episodes, definitely, but like the first 4 to 5 seasons of Deep Space Nine were really good.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I will keep everybody posted, and as Matt already said, that's enough of the VCR Star Trekking podcast. Anyways, what you doing, Matt? What have you been up to, bro?
Oh, not much. I've been feeling like shit this weekend, and I'm feeling better, but I've just been really taking it easy, and I've been playing a lot of games this weekend compared to this past week. I didn't even play anything. Just been...
It was depressing, you guys. It was. Yeah. I felt so bad for Matt.
And it's not like I couldn't play anything. I just literally had no ambition to play anything.
Yeah, straight in that game hole where you just know.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about you, man?
Yeah, so, God, dude, I have been super busy this weekend. I mean, nothing fun. Went over to we went to the in-laws yesterday for a cookout for a barbecue. So that was actually pretty cool. I ate a bunch of ribs and shit. Dude, Damn. Today, man, the wife has had us we were just knocking shit out, dude. We did the lawn. We washed the cars. I mean, the house, like everything. Yeah, so... I didn't really have much of an argument against that because my car was actually greenish yellow from all the pollen. So, it literally
has mine too.
Dude, it has it's like dirt. It's like we were in the desert and it like blowed over, but it's just pollen. It's just tree jizz,
Oh, dude, it's really bad this year too.
Tree skeet season is in full effect here in Florida.
Dude, and talk about, okay, this is Florida first world problems here. It's been fucking cold this weekend too. Holy shit.
Yeah, but it's so nice. I'm so loving it.
Yeah, it gets nice as the day heats up and all that. But like in the morning, I wanted to, like this morning, I just wanted to go outside and just read a little bit. And I had to like bring a freaking blanket with me because I was freezing.
Oh yeah, it was way too cold for that shit this morning. Dude, absolutely.
It was in the 50s. All right.
That's cold, you guys, okay? Might as well be a fucking tundra here. All right.
There might as well have been 6 feet of snow for all
the plants have already regressed and gone back dormant.
Yeah, all my grass that has been growing for the past few weeks because of all the warm heat, it's all like, nah, we're good, son. We're good.
Oh, it's winter again? Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just been freaking cold, and then I see like people in real cold weather. There's actually fighting snowstorms and shit, and I'm just like, yeah, you guys don't know what it's like for the 50-degree weather down here.
Yeah, I heard
we're facing.
I heard in Detroit it was like last week they had a high of like 20 degrees or something. So it's still pretty bad in some places.
Yeah, and while we're having summer,
but summer is full. Dude, I saw 98 degrees the other day in my car. That's just, and not the band, by the way, not the boy band. That would have been weird.
Oh yeah,
they were in my car. I'd be like, Nick Lachey, get out of my car. Calling the cops, bro.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have his ex-wife with him, Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what the hell you doing, bro?
Yeah, get the fuck out.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So, anything else, Matt?
Before we get into like what we've been playing, God, not really. Just, I didn't really, dude. I've been feeling like shit the past few days, and like I went to bed at like 6 p.m. on Friday because I left early Friday at work.
Yeah,
and just like I was just in so much pain, and went to bed at 6. Woke up at like 9, didn't go back to bed till like 3 a.m. So,
damn, bro.
And then
I was worried about you because when you only get like Zuby's he's usually short in his text, but when it's one word response in the text messages, like something's up. Like he does not feel okay. I was worried about you, bro. That's why I kept bugging you.
Well, yeah. Well, oh no. Oh, you mean like today?
No. That was just normal. Yeah. No, like when you were when you left work.
Oh, Friday.
And everything. Yeah.
Oh, dude, like I did not want to come in at all. I almost called out, but I had so much shit I had to do, and I'm like, fuck. and I was getting bothered left and right, not by the team or anything, but from coworkers. We'll call them that.
That's a good way to put it.
You saw me struggling what to say there.
Yeah, I was thinking too. I was gonna try to bail you out, but I'm like,
yeah. And but then like what 1 o'clock rolled around, and I had to text my boss and just be like, dude, I gotta go home. I can't handle this anymore.
Well, how you feeling now, man? Are you any better?
I'm feeling good. I mean, I'm still in slight pain, but I'm feeling way better. And because it sucks, I've been missing a lot of the gym, and with the pain, I'm feeling like there's no way I could go to the gym this past week. There was no way. And
it sucks, man. Getting sick or messed up like that, and just it totally takes away from, it derails everything, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And then no, but like I said, other than that, not much else has been going on. This has been, I didn't want this to be a chill weekend, but it kind of had to end up being a chill weekend.
True. I mean, that's all good. Speaking of getting in shape and your stomach hurting and shit, and maybe hopefully getting better. So we've been having a push-up contest at work. See who can do the most push-ups in a week. You think you're going to jump into that this week, Matt? Can we talk you into it?
I don't know, man.
I won't sweep your shoulder out from underneath you. I promise.
I'm just really, really worried for my shoulder because I tried to do one and just one push up at home just to see, and I could feel a slight tingle in my shoulder, and I'm like, oh god. See, that's why I've been asking about the bar, because the bar will help.
I have no idea where that thing went, man.
Honestly, I think someone took it, and
I'm sure.
Yeah,
so I know your shoulder's messed up, dude. I give you shit, but
yeah. No, I don't get mad or anything about it. I'm just like, okay. And of course the one employee that we have, he's an army guy, so it's like, who can do the most push-ups? The army guy, of course.
Oh my god, dude. We fucked up letting him be in the competition and not setting standards first. So he seriously is doing push-ups with his thumb and forefingers. He's doing push-ups. Yeah. And fast, the fastest push-ups you've seen. We just get wrecked.
Oh, and I shouldn't just say army. He was in the Air Force first, and then when he got discharged from that, he went into the Army.
Yep.
Army Reserve now, but but it's like, oh, and that's why I always ask, is there a prize for this? It's like, no, it's just for
bragging rights.
Bragging rights. I'm like, fuck that shit.
No doubt he definitely won, by the way. So we're going to give him a multiplier. We're going to give him a 0.5. So he's going to have to do double what we do to try to compete. It's only fair.
He'll still win.
I'm hoping to come out in at least the second place position this week, because I threw my back out in my sleep early last week. How the hell do you do that? Literally woke up in excruciating lower back pain. I have no idea. Old. I guess just because I'm old.
Yeah.
But yeah, I threw my back out. So I probably only did push-ups 2 or 3 days throughout the week. I still did them, and I think I made it worse the first day I did them, but I had to do them, but yeah, so we're trying to get in shape. Matt's hitting that gym. He's done the you've done the gym, the diet modification. You're kind of no sugary drinks and all that. I'm on the same boat as you. Summer's here. We got to get our beach bods ready.
You mean our dad bods ready? Well, you've been hitting the diet thing way harder than I have. You're going no carbs, pretty much. I'm focusing more on portion control more than anything.
Which very effective, by the way.
Yeah, doesn't feel. I mean, I don't even have a weight scale at home, which is probably a good thing. Otherwise, I'd be constantly focusing on that.
It's so hard to not weigh yourself every day, dude.
Yeah,
it's so hard.
I have no idea if I've even lost any weight since I've started working out this year. I really don't
look better. No, you look better, but I don't know. That might just be because your stomach's been screwed up this week and you just haven't been eating and you're just sick. You got that sick bod.
Yeah, I gotta get that. I gotta get that really sick flu.
That
sick
flu diet.
Oh, dude, I'll lose so much weight.
But But yeah, so the message is, kids, is you do have to stay in shape, believe it or not, especially when you get old. Take it from a couple old dudes like us. It's not all games and Mountain Dew,
Oh no,
unfortunately.
no. And
Yeah.
dude, and it's so I've been drinking just basically nothing but water. Like I'll have a Monster a day. That's my caffeine. I can't do
They are
coffee.
sugar free, everybody.
And
Calm down.
the sugar, I can't do the. I've tried the regular Monsters, that actually do have sugar in them and calories and all. I don't like them at all, dude. They're
Yeah.
disgusting.
No, I'm
The
not a fan either.
the zero sugar one, the zero calories and zero carbs and all that, dude. It's
The white can.
yeah, that's my shit. But dude, I gotta say, so I've been off soda because I've been off soda for like years, and then I started again last year, which was stupid of me, and I've been off it since. Fuck, I don't even know how long I've been off soda again, like maybe 4 or 5 months now. But dude, this
Nice.
weekend I've been craving a soda really bad. Like I just want a little sip, but I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get that addicting shit
It,
again.
it's like smoking cigarettes almost, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you had to take one drag of the Mountain Dew and it's over. It's over.
I don't even want a Mountain Dew. I just want a nice Coke. I just want to, but then I'm like, no, I can't do it. But I'm
You a
having that
Coke or
craving.
Pepsi man?
Oh, Coke. I can't do Pepsi's so gross.
Well, I wouldn't call it gross, but if I get to choose, I'm going Coke as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it just takes me back to as a kid. I used to drink so much soda as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think back at it like, okay, I may let Jazzy have a Sprite once in a while, and we don't. I think Zoe's had maybe a few sodas in her lifetime.
It's weird, right? Like we
Yeah.
ran off them. Like you'd come in from outside being hot. Would you?
Yeah.
Were you like me? You just down like half a 2 liter. Yeah. Yeah. I did that shit too.
But then, and I don't think sodas were any healthier when we were kids than they are now. But
Hell no.
and but I was skinny as shit. But but I don't know where I'm going with this. It's just crazy that I'm so protective of my kids having just a single soda. Yet when I was a kid, it's like I downed them like crazy.
The only time we let Aiden have soda is if we go out to eat somewhere. We'll let him have one. But if you let him, he would drink that shit all the time. But like at home, no way. Have some water, bro.
Do you let
Wait.
them have soda with caffeine in it?
He's not allowed to have like Mountain Dew or any energy drinks or anything like that. We will let him have like Coke or Pepsi. It doesn't seem to really rile him up.
Okay.
He wouldn't want it anyways. So funny story, we were at Disney one time and he realized he liked the taste of coffee, especially like the real sweet, like gimmicky ones, And he grabbed my wife's coffee. I don't know if she gave it to him and said, you can have a sip or whatever, but he fucking downed it. And it was an espresso, like a Starbucks espresso.
Yeah.
He drank the whole thing. And like he was geeked out, bro. He was like shaking. He's like, I don't like how I feel. And like his heart was going all crazy and shit. And it's like, he was like 7, I think, when it happened.
Oh,
and
shit.
like he likes coffee and we get him little decaf things, if he wants a coffee, but he won't. Like, so if we just tell him like, you can't have an energy drink because it'll do like coffee did you, he's done. Like he won't even think about touching it. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, so does he like the hot or cold coffee?
So he likes the idea of hot coffee, right?
Yeah.
But it's too hot. So, usually we put so much cream in it that it cools it off and he drinks
Yeah.
it that way. But yeah, it's so funny. Like he made that mistake of, I didn't even get mad at him for doing it because I'm like, oh, you're going to pay for that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to learn a lesson today.
Dude, that's Jazzy. Jazzy is getting into cold coffee, like iced coffee and all that stuff. And
True.
and we let her have it. I mean, she doesn't drink it, every day or anything, but just as a little treat. And
She's older too. She's
Yeah.
getting to that age where she probably needs a little energy help here and there, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, but for Zoe, it's mainly water, and
Yep.
then maybe juice for dinner or something like that.
God, dude, you sound, and I'm guilty of the same exact thing with my kid. I do the same with him, but like, you sound like a fucking Nazi, Like,
Yeah,
when we were kids, it was like you said, it was like, whatever, have whatever, I will
Yeah.
never fucking restrict my kids from drinking whatever. And you're like, you can have water and you'll fucking like it.
pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, good
Yeah,
shit.
man. How the fuck did we even get to this part? I don't even fucking know.
I don't know. We probably lost everybody by now, but I don't give a shit. It's our show. We do what we want.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Hell yeah, dude. So, that being said, we got a bunch of shit we want to talk to you guys about, which is cool because we started off not knowing what the fuck we were going to do with this episode.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But we filled it up, and bipartisan, we have next week's episode ready too. So we're doing okay on content. Everybody hang in there. We're gonna get through stuff that we're playing. We've got a main topic, and we got a bunch of really crazy new shit to go over. Matt, do you want to start off with what you have been playing since your stomach has been fucking your life?
Oh yeah. So I picked this up, I want to say Friday, and that's the latest Call of Duty. I've been.
Oh, you did get it, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been really needing a kind of pick-me-up game, like we've been discussing past few weeks.
Oh yeah, and that's a great game to pick up and just jump in and blast some fools for sure.
Yeah, and even though it's pretty much exactly what you think as far as the multiplayer, it's pretty much the same.
It's Call of Duty.
Yeah, but I think that's what I like about it, because I need something familiar for me to be able to just jump in, play a few matches and all that, then I can leave. But I do have to say there's a new game mode. I think it's a new game mode for it, because I have missed the past 2 years of Call of Duty. The last one I played was Black Ops 3. But
right.
they have this new game mode, which, dude, it is funny as fuck. It's basically hide and seek, but it's called Prop Hunt.
Okay.
And so essentially it's divided in 2 teams, obviously. And the team that has to hide, you're basically playing as props on the level. So I've only played one match, and the match was aboard a ship. So you're basically playing as props that you would find commonly on a military ship.
Like a crate or something, or...
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So like you play you have to hide as a crate or a sleeping bag or a lifeboat or shit like that.
Now, are these like the levels you would normally play regular Call of Duty through? Okay, so you could become familiar enough with the levels to recognize things are out of place then? Is that how it works?
Well, no, what they'll do for these prop hunts is they'll add a bunch of props everywhere.
Oh, okay. So you don't know if it's for real or not. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So you can still move around as a crate or a pair of boots or a life jacket just laying down on the ground. Dude, it's funny as fuck. just the idea of it, because what you have to do as the people that are seeking you out is you got to shoot them, obviously. Okay. And so you've got some ways of trying to hide. You can create decoys so let's say you're a crate. You create a decoy crate, you place somewhere, then you go move around and maybe place another decoy. And if someone finds you, you can throw a flashbang grenade, which, just use your imagination for that to be able to try to run away and hide. But dude, it is funny as hell. Like, obviously, I'm really bad at it, so I died every single time because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But just watching my teammates, and it's just funny, a pair of boots, just, trying to hide and run around on the ship.
Damn, I didn't know anything about this. This sounds awesome.
Neither did I, and it's probably one of my favorite game modes now. But I mean, as far as the game itself, it's your typical Call of Duty. It's set in World War II. Obviously, there are some things that you didn't really find in World War II, such as, red laser dots on, pistols and machine guns.
Do they really have that shit?
I mean, it's the typical type of attachments and all that, but the guns, just the base guns, though, feel like from the older Call of Duty games, the World War II ones. Right. But obviously they add attachments to them, and it's not like the attachments, even though it's not era specific, the attachments don't make it feel like it's a modern machine gun or anything like that. It just helps you with recoil and, aiming down sights and all that.
Okay.
But and yeah, they do have no Nazi symbols in the multiplayer, but they do have Nazi symbols in the single player. And I gotta say, I
still can't wrap my head around that, dude. I mean, it's history, How could it be offensive? I mean, it was offensive at the time, but I mean, it happened. We know about it. Like, I mean, it's not like we're fucking trying to hide it. Like,
yeah, see, and that's what I don't understand. They have them in the single player, but not the multiplayer. But, I don't really care about it too much. I mean,
Oh, sure, yeah.
I mean, they do represent it in the single player, and I've played a few missions of the single player, and that's really fucking good. I mean, give Call of Duty all the crap you want. They always do a really good single player campaign. It's I've always been a fan of their single player campaigns, but this one is, I mean, it starts off on D-Day, and they once again they figure out a way to make you feel like, holy shit, you're actually there on the beach.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but no, I mean, overall, I've been having fun with it. I played it today for a little bit, and I'm already up to like level 15, and
Nice.
unlocked a bunch of shit. And yeah,
how does that work? The unlock thing, how does that work? Like, is it money based? Is it just like experience points based? Is it like how do you get new things and accessories and add-ons and all that?
Well, I guess it's very similar to other Call of Duties, to where you unlock guns as you level up, and then to unlock a gun's attachment or whatever, you have to level up that gun by playing it, obviously.
Gotcha.
So it's very similar to that. I mean, the only pay to win type shit I see is like maybe some, I mean, there are certain weapons that you have to pay for, but from what I've seen is they're not any better than the guns you can already unlock. They just give you some extra perks, like, oh hey, if you buy this gun you may get 10% more experience.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
they really did dodge the whole pay to win, loot box thing and everything. Like, they didn't really catch any bad.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not terrible then.
Yeah, I mean, the loot boxes they do have, the majority of the stuff is going to be all cosmetic shit that I've
totally
unlocked.
Fine with that. And totally fine with that.
And but like I said, the weapons that I have gotten from a loot box just give me some extra perks, like 10% more experience or shit like that.
Gotcha.
Just
okay.
Nothing like game breaking.
That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, this is totally news to me, guys. I had no idea that Matt was playing this, so this is kind of cool, kind of unexpected. Really nice too to have somebody's perspective on that game. Is it something you think you're going to keep coming back to, or?
Oh yeah, like I said, it's
Nice.
it's a fun pick-me-up game, and like I said, the campaign I'm surprised is pretty fun too, and it's the one thing that will surprise you with the campaign, if you I don't know if you've read anything about the campaign or anything,
No.
but you actually have like a health meter again, just like old school Call of Duty. You don't you can't regenerate your health. You have to collect like health packs and shit, and the people on your team in the single player campaign, they matter a lot, so you cannot let them die. If you let them die, then you're kind of fucked.
Okay, well that's all these things sound great to me. They sound like things that it needed to have in there. Another question. I assume, did you pick this up on PlayStation or did you do a PC on this?
PS4. It's
PS4.
Even though I like playing first person shooters on computer more, it's Call of Duty to me is always a console type game, because I've been playing it on console since Modern Warfare.
True. It is good too, and it's nice too. It's like you said, like for a quick pickup game, it's nice too to play from your couch or wherever, somewhere comfortable. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
cool, man.
So another game I've been playing, and I got sucked back into it, was World of Warcraft.
You Blizzard whore.
Yeah, it was like 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. Friday night, and I didn't really want to, because I got Call of Duty that Friday, and then but then that Friday night I also didn't really want to wake up the family by me playing in the living room and playing Call of Duty, so I signed up for WoW again, and I really like what they've done with the new leveling changes, as far as going from level 1 to 90. They've completely changed the leveling system for it.
Okay.
So what they've done now is, for the leveling, if you remember, like, people who have played, as over the years, and once you go to a zone, that zone may be only for players that are level 15 to 20. And once you
Okay.
hit level 20, you're not going to gain as much experience from that zone anymore. So what they've done now is they have implemented dynamic leveling, sort of similar to Diablo 3. You know how as you level up, enemies will level up with you?
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay.
So they've implemented that in WoW finally, because they started teasing it. I mean, not really teasing it, but they sort of implemented it in the latest expansion from level 100 to 110. So now they've decided to implement it for levels 1 to 90. And
Okay.
it's made the leveling experience a lot better, so you're not having to rush between zones. Now you can take your time through questing. The quest will, level up with you essentially, and the zones will level up with you. So it feels like it's a much more relaxed pace of questing and leveling now.
That sounds like that just makes sense too.
Yeah, and even though they did make leveling a little bit longer in terms of the amount of experience needed per level,
Right.
it feels better. It feels more natural, I guess, if that makes sense.
I get it. No, absolutely. And I could see why it would slow you down too. Like you're not trying to, rush through things because you need so much experience because you're beyond that 20. You're just grinding the shit out of it. Now you can take your time because enemies are going to give
Yeah.
off the same experience. Yeah. No. That makes absolute sense. And I'm surprised that it took this long. I feel like that's something that people would have realized real early on in the game was an issue.
Well, you also got to remember, this game's been out for so long, and this kind of technology for at least WoW has only been around for maybe almost 2 years now. And and you got to think it's also a massive undertaking for them to even program this type of shit too, because you're talking
you think
about.
so?
Oh yeah, because you're talking about having to rework, how many years of content? Like you're talking 4 games worth of content they're having to reprogram.
Yeah, I guess I was more just thinking of what they would have to modify on the enemies and stuff. But you're right. I mean, the whole game would be kind of based on where you're leveling at and where it needs you to be at a certain level and where
Yeah.
you should be and what you should do. So, okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's just, yeah, it helped me get sleepy that Friday.
Oh yeah.
But
So Blizzard, you guys got Zuby back. He'll
For
be
now.
expecting his check on the 1st. He'll
Yeah.
be late.
for now, and plus I am getting pretty excited about the new expansion that's coming out this year, and I kind of can't wait for that because, even though it's in reality it's going to be the same as all the other expansions, it's just going to be a different area. You're going to get up to level 120 now, and I'm still not happy about the way they did the allied races, where we talked about that before on previous
Right.
episode.
Yep.
And I was looking up guides of like maybe how to unlock the allied races longer or quicker. And it's
Right.
like, nope, you got to do the fucking grinding. So I'm just like, so I feel like the downside to the new expansion is I'm not going to be able to unlock those new allied races because I'm not going to waste my time on old content when I want to be doing the new content.
Okay.
So that kind of sucks. But all it is really just a new cosmetic race, essentially. It's not even a really new race per se. It's just it's like a sub race for already existing races.
And isn't it kind of a pain how you even get to use them too? Isn't it, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly? Yeah.
Yeah, to unlock them, it's a pain in the ass. So
Yeah.
I'm not even about that life.
Yeah, fuck that.
No, so and then the last thing I decided, maybe try to just get a little bit more content in for today is they released the Kirby Star Allies demo on the Switch. I think a
didn't
few
know
days
this.
ago.
Why did you not fucking text me, man?
Well, we needed something to talk about, and
I could have played it.
but it's
Damn, that's badass.
so before I wasn't even that interested in this game, and after playing this demo, I played it all the way through, and the demo is it took me 22 minutes to beat it, and I gotta say it's kind of making me change my mind about this game for this Switch. I think I may pick it up. I don't know if I'll pick it up right away, but
Well, so I thought this was going to be much later than it is. And even though it's only 22 minutes, it comes out the 16th.
Yeah, I know.
So that's pretty sick.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll pick it up right away. I think I do want to get it though. It's a pretty fun game actually. It plays just like a regular Kirby game, and it's just sort of like the demo show when you can come across certain enemies, you can make them your friend, and once you get 3 friends, you essentially need to have the team the 4 of you in order to beat certain areas of the game. And then
now, when you say the 4 of you, like they come along with you,
yeah,
like, or you got to have people playing with you.
I think you can have people playing with you as them.
Okay.
So I mean that's just what I'm guessing here. But
allies being the keyword, it's called Star Allies, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I will say the one thing I don't like about having the 4 of you playing, or even though they're computers, is the boss fights that I've done just makes everything feel so chaotic. Like you don't really know what's going on because you get confused as to where you are. You know, where you are as Kirby.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of Smash Bros. Syndrome almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not a make or break type thing. It's just I guess you'd have to get used to it, but the game does feel pretty fun. It's if you've played Kirby, like Kirby's Adventure or Kirby's Dream Land, you're right there with it. It's going to feel very familiar. But I do hope the game is a little bit just slightly tougher than what the demo showed. But
well,
I mean,
it's Kirby, so I'm sure there's going to be tough parts. I mean, this is their way to let you try it before you buy. It's Kirby, dude. There's tough parts of Kirby. Let's be honest. All of them. Well, so it looks like it's based on Super Mario 3D World or Land or whatever 3D World. I think it is. It looks like they used heavily. They kind of like reskinned that almost is what it looks like to me. Especially like the overworld map and all that.
Oh, I haven't even seen that, but I will say this, and I know this is a demo, and I really hope that it's not like this in the live game, was I did notice the FPS of the game felt a little bit low, definitely below 24.
And, damn, you can't have that.
Yeah, and that was just at the very beginning of the demo, too, and I'm just like, this is a demo, so I'm going to just let it slide. But it didn't really feel like it got any better as it went on, and like I said, I hope it's not like that for the live game, and, you know, there's just one complaint I have about it.
So I don't know how many people you can play with, but I'm on Nintendo's website here, and it definitely shows 2 people playing with Joy-Cons, so at least minimum 2 can play together. And it looks like there's like little areas, too, that take 2 people to get to, so that's kind of like, what is it on PlayStation? Little Big Planet, kind of. You know how like you have to have like somebody else help you to get certain areas and stuff.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it's looking like. I might be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, they show that in the demo. Like you need your allies or whatever to help you to get certain places, but it's they kind of the computer is smart enough to where you don't have to control them or anything.
So it looks like the overworld map is like totally taken from Mario 3D World. And then the gameplay is like new Super Mario Bros. Like reskinned, and it's done very well. Like it's very nice and Kirby looking, and graphically it looks good. But that's probably why they spit this out so fast too, is they didn't have to build anything from the ground up. But it looks great. It's a Kirby game. I'll download it. I'll let you guys know what I think of it as well. Friend actions. Climb onto one of these platforms with 3 in-game pals to perform a spectacular feat of friendship. They're calling it friendship.
And that's another thing I forgot to mention. So one of the cool things that I like about this game is, so when, let's say you get the sword power, right? You eat the sword guy, gain his power, and then you get a friend with a fire guy. You make one of the fire guys your friend. You can then combine the sword and flame to get you a flaming sword, pretty much, and it'll make you stronger. So you can sort of try to figure out, power combinations with your allies and what what Kirby has. Another example is you can you can get the boomerang guy, and then there's this other ally that I guess uses water, so you can combine your boomerang with water in order to, make you stronger. And it does actually matter too, because you'll come across certain enemies that are on fire, for instance, that are hard to kill. You just use your water guy or your ice guy to,
right, and it levels the playing field a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of that's cool. That's cool. A little bit of elemental. Do you ever think, Matt, whenever games have like shit like that, where it's like fire, or you got to use water or something like that to defeat different things, Mega Man isn't exactly. I mean, the bosses have like weird, abilities and stuff. But I always think of like Captain Planet, like the Earth, Wind, Fire. You know what I mean? Like you need a certain, because those guys always had to use like a certain one of them to beat a certain person or whatever. And it's like, did all this spawn from Captain Planet, or was this shit going on in video games before? I don't remember.
I just think of Pokemon. That's all.
Pokemon, true, very true. Yeah, fucking leaf type Pokemon.
The worst.
Yeah,
Bulbasaur's the worst. No one picks bitch ass Bulbasaur.
Nobody plays as bitch ass Bulbasaur.
I mean, basically, there's 3 difficulties in Pokemon Blue and Red. It's easy mode, which is Squirtle,
mm-hmm.
hard mode, which I say would be Charmander, and then you don't give a shit about your life, Bulbasaur.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's for sure. Oh shit.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if you chose Charmander first, is you hate yourself pretty much.
He takes a while to become useful. For sure, but when he does, though...
Well, just think about the first gym leader. If you try to use Charmander against frickin' Brock, no. That's when you gotta frickin' level up a frickin', Butterfree or some shit to get that, psychic power, kill that Onyx.
Butterfree would be good. You can use anything that has, like if you can, I don't know, can you level up a Pidgey to like a Pidgeot or anything like that? Because they have like,
are they good
physical
against
attacks? Rock? No, but their physical attacks are, if you can like boss mode, you can totally like grind and level them up, and they'll do quite a bit of damage.
What other Pokemon are good in the beginning that aren't the starters for against Brock?
I can tell you that, like, on Yellow, Pikachu's not any good with his electrical shit.
Oh yeah, he's useless.
The ground Pokemon don't give a fuck about
I know
electricity.
You can't make the gym all of a sudden rain, and then you have Pikachu's Thunderbolt like in the cartoon.
No, none of that shit. But I think I used I think I really did use, the last time I played it through, I think I used a flying type Pokemon, like a bird of some sort, and I think I just leveled the shit out of them and let them do like a scratch or something like that was, twice the level of Brock's guys, and it murked them.
I think in the past I've just used Butterfree, like gotten a Caterpie and leveled that shit up.
I never even really thought about that. Maybe I did that when I was a kid, but that's a great idea. That would work fine.
Yeah. So
psychic shit, yeah.
This was a Pokemon Tips and Tricks brought to you by Matt and Matt.
Yes.
So what have you been playing?
Matt, let me tell you, I only have one new game that I haven't talked about before that I've been playing. I've been playing a lot of the same shit. Played Fortnite on Xbone with the homie EJ and a couple of his friends. Played twice this week with them. We came in second twice.
Damn.
Yeah, it sucks when you're playing squad and you can't even freaking clench it. Like, we were joking, like we're so bad at it that, you get down to, we could have a full squad and there's only one guy left. And, we used to think that, we got this or whatever, until we've been destroyed before by one guy, all 4 of us. So now the joke is like, hey, anybody that's on Xbox, there's only one guy left. We might need a second squad to take him out.
Oh, wow.
It's hard. Like, there's, just because you got 4-on-1 does not mean you're going to win in Fortnite. You'll get a dude that can build his ass off and you won't be able to hit him. And he'll edit a door somewhere and come around the backside and, he'll rocket all you guys or some shit.
Yeah.
So, came in, I think, 2 second places. We got a third place and then a bunch of other bullshit. So we're getting there. We're starting to kind of get our groove, if you will. But yeah, that game is still, I don't know. They added like a new It's called Lucky Landing. They added like a new little area in the south of the map, and it's just got it's like they did have all these little pagodas all over the map. That's like the theme this season. They do seasons in Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
And they had like a bunch of lucky chests and stuff like that. Well, now those are all gone, and they made this one area called Lucky Landing, and it's just got a shitload of chests and everything. And pretty much everybody goes there because it's new. So basically, you'll never go there, or you'll go there and you'll get killed, and then you'll realize, why did I go there? But so that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. They did an update to Xbox, which greatly improved the frame rate, I might add. Greatly.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it does not feel slower or choppier compared to the other two versions. But whatever they did, shadows tend to look like checker block pattern, like real small. Like they lost the shadow effect. Like was one of the things that had to suffer to give it a higher frame rate on the Xbox. And I don't see that on PlayStation, and I don't see that on PC. Obviously, PC don't give a shit, wipes its ass with Fortnite, but the PlayStation version doesn't have to do that to enjoy the higher frame rate. So again, this is something that that I just keep seeing time and time again, especially when I compare games against consoles. So still fun, still totally playable. It's not like it keeps you from playing or having a good time, but interesting that they did try to improve the frame rate. And honestly, I'll take that over graphics in a game like that where you're trying to shoot people. I'd rather it be smoother, So a little bit more Fortnite. Another thing that I was doing was decided to jump back on that Pursuit Force on the PSP. We talked about it last episode, I believe.
Yeah.
And this game it's so fun to just pick up and try to play. And they do a really good job of ramping the difficulty because there's a bunch of different chapters. I don't know if you call them chapters or not, but there's a bunch of different like storylines. And they do a good job where the first ones are pretty easy. It might only take you once or twice to beat it. Then the next one, and it goes to about 5 or 6 different missions within a chapter or within a story. And they do a really good job of ramping them up. And I'll tell you, some of the boss stuff, it's not that the bosses themselves are hard. It's that you have a certain amount of time or a certain amount of distance to get to where the boss fight is going to happen.
Yeah.
And that will take you so many times until you get there. And it sucks because if you die, obviously you're just trying to figure out the boss the first time you get there. Like, you're not going to know what to do because it's a boss. You've never seen him. You're going to die. And then you end up being forced to become a pro at these levels, these final levels, because you have to start all over. It won't just let you come back to the boss.
Shit.
Yeah, so you end up becoming a pro. It's almost old school feeling. And during the PSP era, that was like PS2-ish kind of era, beginning of PS3. And games were kind of shying away from that. That was still sort of old school, if you will, mentality to do that. So it's really neat, but it does keep you coming back at it. And I think, too, that probably is another trick they did with the PSP with the limited storage on the small disc was to ramp up the difficulty and things like that to kind of make you feel like you're getting more of a game. But it doesn't deter you. It does a really good job making you go, oh, the motherfucker, and you jump right back in.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that. I've been knocking that out. I'm about halfway done with that game completely. And I like it a lot. It's great. It's really fun to just play on the couch and knock out. And again, guys, this is a $7 or $8 game. Top pick. VCR Gaming, top pick, bitches.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, for sure. The next thing that I decided to get is a more modern game. It came out, I want to say 2016, late 2016, and they came out with a bunch of DLC through 2017 for it. And I know I'm a little bit behind on this, but guys, remember I didn't have a PC. And this isn't a game, Matt, that I've really played much of. Is Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Have you played any of the Deus Ex games at all, ever?
I played the very first one.
Okay. Do you remember it at all, or?
I mean, it was okay. It was fucking hard, but I mean,
yes.
So is Mankind Divided like the newest one?
As far as I know, it is. Like I said, it came out in like late 2016, and all the DLC came out this past year. So I would think that's the newest one.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So, that's right. This is the one you got on sale.
Yeah, so there's a huge Square Enix sale on Steam. I think it's this weekend only, so I think by the time you guys are hearing this, unless you're watching us live, you're not gonna you're not going to be able to catch it. But I got it for 70% off. I got it with all the DLC, the season pass, and everything for literally $10. So it's like you can't pass that up. You'd be crazy.
Yeah.
And I just want something to see how good my computer could do, how it could hang. I don't have a lot of like system pushers, and for $10, and I've never played Deus Ex ever. I thought it was a good buy. This game is hard as fuck, Matt.
Is it really?
Yeah. So there's two ways to go in these games, from what I understand. I've had to do a bunch of research. I haven't cheated and like watched how to do or read anything how to do with what I'm playing, but I did want to get kind of some background on the games and sort of, how they're supposed to intended to be played and all that. And you can either go like two ways. Like you can go completely stealth and nice and like be nice to people and be stealth and, work your way through and never fire a weapon. Now that doesn't mean you're not going to knock people out unconscious and move them out of your way, but you can choose certainly to stab them in the throat, or you can knock them out.
Yeah.
And then, or you can go stealth and try to find your way to where you need to go without being seen, or you can go in guns blazing. And no matter how many times I replay an area that I'm in and I try and I try and I try, it always ends in the latter. It always ends with guns blazing. It is so damn difficult, Matt. And guns blazing, you would think, all right, fine, we've resorted to this. I'll just spray everybody. No. And I don't even have it on the hardest difficulty setting. I have it on what it calls the way the game is intended to be played. Like it literally says that in parentheses.
That sounds like the very first one too.
It's hard. It's hard, bro.
I could barely beat the first level of the first one.
It took me a while. It took me a while to get out of like some of the early areas. And there's so much. Like he has so many abilities. He has augmentations, is what they're called. They're called augs. And so he's got like arms that are, robot arms, and he's got all these abilities and all this shit. And he has so much shit and so much abilities, and you need certain things to recharge your augs, and there's so much going on. It's almost kind of like, am I making this harder than it needs to be because I'm not remembering a certain key on the keyboard I was supposed to push to activate a certain ability to make my life easier? So I am struggling a bit with it, but it is fun. It is a good shooter. Two complaints about this game. They're not massively bad, but one of them is the mouse speed is really high. I don't like that. You can turn it down, and I did, but like my mouse has like the button where you can adjust the mouse speed right on the mouse.
Yeah.
And turned all the way down, it's way too fast. Like I was getting nauseous playing it. I don't know who they intend to play, but like every other game that you jump on, the mouse speed seems to be fine. This game is ramped up. It was making me nauseous, and it was really hard to kind of get where I needed to go. So right out of the gate, I had to turn the mouse speed down, which sucked.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. And then the other thing I don't like is, and this is so stupid, and it probably doesn't matter to most people, but it's really starting to irk me, is like, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto or hell, Call of Duty even, if you need to climb a ladder, you walk up to it, you may push a button, or you might push up, or you might jump and they'll grab it, and you just climb right up. This game literally has to do like a quick switch to like ladder climbing mode. Like you're still in control of them, but it's not fluid. Like the screen literally like flashes, and now he's on the ladder, and you push him up, and now he's off the ladder. Like it's really weird. Like he doesn't have a nice transition to the ladder.
Yeah.
And I want to say it's a Square Enix thing, because like I noticed their open worldness and how they did in Final Fantasy VII. They don't do things like everybody else does, and it's not necessarily a good thing. And this is kind of one of those things. I've never played a first-person game or anything like that from Square before. Have you? I don't even know if there's any other ones.
I'm just taking a look at what they have on Steam here, because I know, like I said, I've played the first one, and I never even got that far in it because it was fucking hard.
Did that one have first person and then third person cover mode? Did you alternate? Do you remember?
Well, you got to remember that came out in like what, 2000 or something?
Yeah, long time ago.
It was only first person from what I remember.
Okay, this game switches between the two. If you want to go into cover mode and you want to like, which is cool because it helps you like look around things, especially when you're trying to sneak and everything. But I just found it odd and haven't played a game that forces you to switch in the middle of what you're doing.
No, but I mean, it's looked interesting before the Deus Ex, the new one, but I'm just don't think I'm that interested right now.
Yeah, I can't wholeheartedly recommend it because I thought it would be like a shooter, like just like a pickup shooter.
Yeah.
I really did. I don't know why. And again, guys, I've never played one, so if I'm dumb, I'm sorry, but it's not. It's involved. It requires your full trying and concentration, and which is cool because I am waiting for some stuff to come out right now, so it gives me something to do and it gives me something to use my gaming PC for, which is sweet. But it's not what I thought it was. It's very hard, and it's a lot of replay. Make sure you save because sometimes it saves kind of far apart or kind of far back, and you have to redo shit. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
So like, save as frequently as possible yourself, and you'll have a better time on that. But yeah, that game is fucking hard. So
I was gonna say, if you didn't like it, I noticed you already have 4.5 hours on it. I was gonna say you can always return it if you have less than 2 hours played on it.
I wouldn't say I don't like it. It's cool. It's really well done. The voice acting is actually really good. It's just not. I don't know. I'm glad I only paid $10 for it. Let's just say that. Like,
True.
It's worth the $10, but like if I would have paid 60, I probably would have been kind of pissy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'll keep playing it. I'm definitely going to play it through this week. Like, it makes me want to play it, but I do notice that, like, half hour, 45 minutes, and like I need to get off of it. Like,
Yeah.
I get angry as shit. So.
Oh,
yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah, so we already talked about what I'm watching, Matt. I started Deep Space Nine. That's kind of, other than my usual YouTube shit, that's what I'm at. So that is what I've been up to. Now on to the meat of the show, guys. So something interesting happened this past week. I think it was yesterday or Friday, so either Saturday or Friday. So either the 2nd or the 3rd of March 2018 marks the 1 year anniversary for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh shit!
Yep,
I know, it's crazy. It's been a year already.
It went fast. It really did. So we thought it might be kind of cool for Matt and I to go over our Switch. Like, what do we use them for? How often do they get used? What mode do we primarily use them in? Portable or docked? What games do we have? What are we looking forward to? Those kind of things. So, Matt, I've been talking for a little bit now. I'm going to get a drink. Do you want to go ahead and start in on your love for your Nintendo Switch?
Just like I have on the camera right now. Hello, you can see the Switch right here.
Ooh, yeah. With the neon Joy-Cons. Good choice.
Yep.
Good choice.
So, what do we want to talk about? What games we have on the Switch first? Oh shit, my battery's about to die. Fuck.
Definitely want to talk about that.
I guess I can go over what games I have real quick on it.
Sure.
Obviously, the first game I got was Zelda. Obviously. Wait, when did I get my Switch? Did I get it in October or September? I know I got it before Black Friday. I know that.
I want to say I think it was somewhere in there. It was either late September, early October, somewhere about there.
Yeah, because I didn't get it the first day like you did. And you were a little mad at me when that happened.
It's your fault. It was your fault.
So I waited. Mainly it was due to money. I mean, I could have bought it the first day, but I'm just like, I need to save up. Just life. And
you exercised some restraint there. Yeah.
It was very tough. Let me tell you, because there were many points between the time I got it and when it came out that I'm like, I could get a Switch right now, but I gotta pay off this whatever other shit.
But you did get Zelda for the Wii U, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like right about when it came out anyways. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I did do that. So I've got Zelda, then the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle game, which I'm not a fan of that at all. I'm really not. And Zoe has played it, and even though she loves the Rabbids and loves Mario, she can't get into the game at all because it's too tough for her. Mm-hmm, and I'm almost tempted to just trade it in because I don't see myself playing it.
It's just taking up wasted space. Absolutely.
Yeah. How do you feel about that game?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I've only barely played it. I know Aiden he was just like Zoe was. He was super stoked for it. The whole rabbits thing in Mario, it's plays right to them. He played it for a few days until he kind of got to a point where it's just beyond him. It's just too hard.
Yeah.
He played it a little bit and he's pretty much forgotten it now. And it's funny because like the neighbor kids will come across the street and like I remember they wanted to play it and then like Adam showed them what it was and they weren't even interested either anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know who that game was targeted towards. It felt like Mario Rabbids. You would think that's kids because adults don't really watch Rabbids. I mean, not that I know of. But the game itself is a very advanced kind of strategy, turn-based kind of thing that's well beyond what most kids are going to tolerate or comprehend.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not that it's a bad game. It's not. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
And then I'm going just physical games right now, and then I'll do the downloaded games or digital games. Okay. So then I have Mario Odyssey, obviously. I mean, we've talked about that. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I'm currently taking a break from, which I am going to come back to it. I just need to, first study for the test on how to play the game for a few hours before I dive into it.
Fucking trip, man.
No, because it's a good game. I like the story of what's happening and all that, but it's, like I said, if I'm taking 5 to almost 10 minutes to kill a level 20 bunny, I feel like something's wrong. Like I'm playing the game wrong somehow.
Yeah, because that's a huge chunk of gameplay time to be dealing with just one thing. Yeah, absolutely.
And then the digital games I have, Stardew Valley, which I cannot recommend enough to get if you have not already gotten it yet. And then Shovel Knight, the treasure trove, which that is fun. I'm halfway. I think I'm more than halfway through just the Shovel Knight portion before doing the expansions.
Have you ever played any of the expansions?
Nope.
I'm interested to see what they're about. I've almost beaten Shovel Knight. I should probably finish that. I probably only have maybe an hour left to finish that on PlayStation, and I saw that on the Switch. And it was still like $40 at the time. It might have gone down, and I just didn't want to buy it. But yeah, report back if you do jump back into that. I'm kind of interested to see what the expansions hold.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a really good game. Like I said, I think I only have like 3 or 4 bosses left, and it can be challenging in some parts, especially if you're trying to unlock all the treasure and do all the side stuff and all that. So
yeah, you can almost always get through where you need to go, but yeah, trying to get to like the little areas, the extra areas, and unlock shit, it's very, very frustrating.
I don't know.
As it should be, though.
I don't know. What else do we want to talk about the Switch? Like,
so how do you? What accessories do you have? How do you primarily play it? Do you play that primarily docked or handheld, and kind of like why? Because there's a lot of people that don't, even though the Switch is very popular, there's a lot of people that don't have one. And I know that like the whole PC gaming culture is like super negative on the Switch. So I don't know, maybe we can enlighten some people.
So the only accessory that I have for it is the Pro Controller, which it's not a must-have. I wouldn't say that. But it is a very, very good accessory to have, though. And I'm glad I made the purchase of it. Really, really good controller. And as far as the way that I play it, I pretty sure I play it more handheld more than anything. Mainly because, my kids will watch TV a lot, and I'm just like, I don't really want to take from them, so I'll just pick it up and play it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And as far as, I guess, anything else about it, it's a year old now, and I just really hope that Nintendo doesn't fuck up and keeps going the way it goes, because they have a really good thing going here. They had a very strong first year of Switch. Let's hope it continues strong, because let's be honest here, this year in terms of the games that we have coming out for are not going to be as strong as last year. I mean, Kirby's coming out, which it looks to be a good game. Like I said, I think I will pick it up. And then I think we have Yoshi coming out later this year, which that looks fun, but it's not on the level of Mario or Zelda.
No, they're not system sellers. They're not system pushers. No way.
Not.
No. Yeah, I hope so too, Matt. And I want to see more third party. I mean, Bethesda has gone in fucking all in. You know, they've got Doom, they've got Skyrim. I think there's a couple things else still in the works. So I'd like to see more third parties take advantage of it.
Oh, that's right. There is a Harvest Moon game coming out for it, but
yeah, Harvest Moon.
And then
Pokemon. Pokemon.
Is that coming out this year?
Pusher. Not this year. Well, I don't know. They haven't said. They haven't said, but there will be a full blown actual Pokemon for it.
Oh, dude, that'll definitely sell.
That will be a system seller. Absolutely.
I'm just looking at games that are coming out soon. The Hyrule Warriors, the Zelda game is coming out, but have you ever played that?
I've never played one. I'm wondering if I should give it a try though.
If you ever played Dynasty Warriors, it's very similar like that, but Zelda style. And I mean, it's not a bad game. It's a fun game to play through the story once, but other than that,
is it a fighting game, like a beat 'em up game? Like what type of game? How would you classify it?
Well, no, it's a Dynasty Warriors game. Have you ever played Dynasty Warriors?
I have not. No.
Basically, it's it's a third person view.
Okay.
And you're basically pit up against like 1,000 people, and you have to beat them all.
Okay.
So, and then and you get to do really cool moves. I mean, just look up a gameplay video of Hyrule Warriors. It's a fun game, but it's sort of like one of those games. It's fun to play through once, and then you don't really need to pick it up again.
Right. I gotcha. No, not much for a replay value.
Yeah.
We're watching some. I'm watching a play through of it right now. So that's coming out. You've got Project Octopath Traveler, which you and I are pretty stoked for. That's a Square game, not a system pusher, and honestly, I don't know how many people are going to be a taker on that because it's kind of going almost the indie route, even though it's coming from a major developer.
Yeah,
it kind of feels very indie. So that's coming out. That's going to be interesting for us. What else is coming out? There was another one I was just thinking of. Oh, there's that one that I showed you that is an indie game, and it's like where you end up dying, and it flips from you play. It's 2D or well, it's 3D, but it's a side scroller, and you go from the living side to the dead side.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that called? That game looks really fun. It's only going to be like a $20 or whatever game, but that looks really cool. It looks like a really fun, interesting platformer where you sort of. Your character, the way that it's portrayed so far and what I've seen is your character dies and you get a job on the other side, and you have to do things like possess people on the living side to get them to do certain things to help with goals and stuff like that on the dead side. So it looks really cool. It's a nice play. It's a nice take on a platformer. So that'll be cool. That's something coming out. But system mover, no. Nice to have on the system, sure, but. Not a must-have, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing any kind of system pushers for this year. I mean, maybe the Nintendo Labo, the cardboard shit, but I'm not interested in that at all.
You think that's really going to move systems? I think they're going to have a lot of people buy that. I don't know that people are going to buy a Switch just to get it, though.
Yeah, I can tell you that it's a really interesting concept, but there's no way that I'd ever buy it unless it was given to me.
I think I'm gonna buy the $60 or $70 one that comes with like the 3 or 4 different things, like the smaller things. I'm curious, and Aiden is too. So I think I will mess with it, but I don't see that being a game changer or a massive success. I think it's kind of wonky at best, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at Hyrule Warriors now, and he's fighting a whole bunch of little orange troll things. I don't know, but there's a shitload of them, so you weren't kidding.
Yeah, and it's cool to do certain moves, and then you can even play as Ganondorf, and you can play as Zelda and a bunch of people. Like I said, it's a fun game to play through once, and then
because it's pretty badass.
Yeah,
it's huge. Look at the map. I just saw the map, and it's like there's areas where you have to fight that many and then move on to the next little area. Wow.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not a bad game. It's
True.
very different. I have it on the Wii U, and
Is it the same game on the Switch? Is it going to
yeah,
be a port? Okay.
yeah,
Well,
it's just they're gonna unlock all the DLC for you on this one and all that shit. So
gotcha. Okay. Well, still, I mean, it's good to have games and options, and not a lot of people had a Wii U, so it's new to a lot of people, I'm sure.
yeah,
True. I might grab that when it gets cheaper or when I see a used copy down the line.
yeah. So what about you? What games do you have on the Switch?
So I got my Switch day one. I pre-ordered it because Matt called me out and couldn't believe that I wasn't going to have Zelda on day one and all that. And then I found out he wasn't going to do that. So good times. Yeah, so I bought it with Zelda, just like you, was the first thing that I got. And, it's a good game. I've played it quite a bit. I actually should be fighting Ganon on it because I've done all of the Divine Beasts, but I've done 2 of them on my game, and then 3 out of the 4 I've helped Aiden with.
Yeah.
So I just don't have it in me to go back and redo them on mine. I will eventually, and then I intend on fighting Ganon. So I've played, I would say probably a good 85% of the game so far. It sucks to replay some of that shit,
I
and
know
shrines
yeah.
and stuff like that I've already kind of seen, at least seen, if not experienced or had to help with. So yeah, so Zelda, you know what? Hold on, let me think. Let me do my digital stuff now because I don't have many. I got, let's see, I have the Snipper Clips, which is actually really fun.
Yeah,
like
we
a
tried the
co-op
demo of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is actually really fun. We haven't played it too much, and it does start family fights because you get frustrated at the other person not doing what you need them to do.
Yeah, it's the reason why I haven't bought it.
Yeah, it will, Matt. It'll crush your family.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of sucks for that, but it is cool and it is a neat concept. And the other downloaded game I have is just something I'd really wanted for a while. It's an arcade port. They have a lot of the SNK arcade stuff on there for like $5 each. It was something I was really wanting, and it turned up on the Switch store. Is Metal Slug. I think I picked up Metal Slug 2 is the one that I got, and it's really cool. Like, you have to put change in, like you have to put quarters. There's like a button for that. You have credits. So it's totally an arcade port. It has the slowdown like the arcade machines had too when stuff gets really busy on the screen, which I think is a nice touch. Some people might want that shit cleared out, but I liked it. So that's a game too you can beat in like a half hour. It's supposed to be in the arcade and it's supposed to suck your quarters. It's not really like a full-blown game, but really fun if you want to blast a bunch of dudes and have a good time. It's good for that. So that's it really for digital. I haven't bought too much. I'm such a physical copy guy that's something that if there is a physical copy I want to get. Also, I haven't bought. Have you bought an expansion like a SD card for yours yet?
Yep. Yeah, I think I got a 128 gig one.
Oh shit. Okay, I haven't bought one at all yet. So that's another reason.
Let me check. So I guess that is another accessory, and I forgot about it.
Did you get the official Nintendo branded one? It's like twice the price.
You're cute. No,
yeah, you don't need to do that.
No, I just got some, whatever Samsung or whatever the fuck it was. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it was 128 gig.
128. So that's a shitload of space. So you'll be able to download games. Yeah. And that is something too that is something that the Switch doesn't. It does actually run the game sort of off of the game cart itself / in the RAM. It will download an update, but it does download that to the system memory. But typically it does run them off the cart, which is kind of refreshing because games nowadays, the CD is a license. Nothing runs off of it, which it would be slow, and I get that. But the games do actually run off of the cart, which is kind of cool. I mean, they install partially, but nothing major. I mean, what does it have? 32 gigs of storage, I think.
You're gonna make me look again. My Switch is about to die.
I don't have mine with me, but yeah. So you don't have a lot of space, so they do have to run them off of the cartridges, which is kind of fun. It's kind of neat.
You're right. It's about 32.
About 32. So it's just enough to hold like all your updates and your very basic installs. So if you want to download games, you really are going to have to get the SD card, and that's something I should probably do, Matt. There is a lot of digital stuff now. They're really slacking on that virtual console, though, aren't they?
Which I think they're waiting for the online thing to go.
Yeah, probably. Which, God, they couldn't fuck that up any worse. Hey, Matt, hold on. Let me grab my games. They're right behind me, just out of reach, so I
Okay.
can go over all my physical games. I don't want to forget any. Hold on.
All right, so Butler is, if you're listening in audio land, Butler's getting up from his desk. It looks very lonely.
Yeah, I'm back.
And when he's coming back, he's brought a stack of games with him. Holy shit, it was a large stack of games. I'm just describing to our audio audience what you were doing.
Don't tell them to don't come to my house and rob me, guys. All
Holy
right.
shit, that's a lot of Switch games. Damn.
It's not. Stop it.
Dude, I've only got 4 physical games. About to go down to 3 when I trade in that Mario and Rabbids one.
I will. Yeah, and I'm if I can talk Aiden into that, I'm going to do the same damn thing. So actually, a good chunk of these, I'd say about a third of these, Aiden bought with birthday and Christmas money, stuff he wanted to play. So I mean, games that are like legit hardcore good games. I don't really have that many. Oh, the other game that I got at launch because I wanted a multiplayer game was Super Bomberman. I completely forgot about that. So I got Zelda and Super Bomberman at launch, and it's fucking Bomberman, guys. I don't know what else to say about it. There's nothing special. Playing against the computer sucks. The computer is way too ramped up. It's much more fun if you can play with enough people. We've only ever been able to do, I think, 6 people at once, and you need 8 for Super Bomberman. So computer will almost always win, just so you know. So, and the story mode is like super fucking hard, and that's the only way you can unlock like new characters and new things is to play the story mode, and at a certain point, it's fucking unbeatable. So fun with a bunch of people. It's Bomberman. It's not the best Bomberman. It's definitely not a must-have. So fuck that game.
Wow.
Another game, of course, I had to have was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I did have and beat the living shit out of this on the Wii U, but I needed it on the new system because I'm a Mario Kart guy, and you can't not have it. And the battle mode was cool that they added, so that's fun. I've talked about this a lot. I'm not going to go into it. Super Mario Odyssey, of course, you all know Matt and I have been updating you all on that. Zelda, Breath of the Wild, total shitbox Mario Rabbids.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that game. Let's see. ARMS. Aiden. This is a game I think we actually did buy Aiden. I think we got it for his birthday or something. I don't know, but ARMS. Not a terrible fighting game.
Is it really? It kind of looked very meh to me.
So it does, but there is some interesting techniques that they've added and some interesting plays on it. It's really cool. You have a lot of customization, and I don't mean necessarily in looks. I mean like you can combine like different arms. Like there's all these different arms, and you can do one of one type, one of the other. You can have fast arms, slow arms, powerful arms, one of each, 2 of each. You can kind of really mix and match, and the more you play, the more shit you unlock. And it is really fun to fight somebody in. It's actually really well done. Aiden loves to play with the stupid Joy-Cons, and he's active, he's a kid, so obviously he loves doing it that way. I don't. I play that shit with buttons. I'm not out there throwing physical punches.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw my fucking arm out playing a video game.
Yeah, not about that life.
No, but all the kids love that game. That's a good one, and especially if you have some active kids and you want them to do things, that game's good. Not a terrible fighting game. Not the best, but not terrible. We got Splatoon 2. Aiden, this is his. He played it twice. It's so close to the regular Splatoon on the Wii U. There's some updated maps and some skins and and stuff, but it's the same damn game. It's really a letdown as far as I'm concerned. I really had hopes for this game that it would be something totally fresh and new, and it just wasn't. There's nothing wrong with Splatoon. There's nothing wrong with this game. And if you never had a Wii U and you have a Switch or you're thinking about getting it, you probably will put a lot of time into this game. I'm just over it. I played the shit out of it on the Wii U. So this wasn't enough of an update for me to sort of give a shit about. So, but if you have a Switch, I do say it's probably, since the lack of shooters on this system, I would say actually get this. You will spend a lot of time on it. It's really fun. It's really interesting how they do it. Check it out. This one we talked about, Matt. Melissa got me this. I want to say for like Father's Day last year. Is Street Fighter 2 Ultra.
That's the one we played, right?
Yeah, this is the one you and I. Yeah, so there you go. So I forgot about that. So Matt and I played this one. I've done a full review. Check back in some of the previous episodes on that. If you want a Street Fighter game, it's the one to have on the Switch. I found out it's a port from the Saturn version of all things, with some updates, a couple fixes, 2 new characters, Violent Ken and Evil Ryu.
Yeah, that's right.
Good game if you're into Street Fighter. And then this one is Aiden's. He bought it, thank God. Loved it, but he beat it in like 2 days, and it's Sonic Forces. I didn't play it. It looked like every other 3D Sonic to me. Kids will probably thoroughly enjoy it. I know Aiden did. He beat it super quick, which is kind of a problem because it's a full price game.
Oh,
but
shit.
I mean, it's his money, so I'm fine with that. And, he'll learn. The only way to learn about making bad purchases is to run out of money. So let him learn that. But I mean, he says he likes it, and that's great. That's all that matters. I can't bring myself to play it. I watch it. It's pretty cool. It's visually really neat. It's a fucking mediocre 3D Sonic.
Yeah.
So that's it for games for me. Not a lot of like really hardcore gamer type games on there. Again, this is a very, I guess I can go into what we use it for. So the system is very much become a kid's system in the house, and not that I let every kid jump on it or anything. Actually, I'm pretty selective about it. But Aiden sure as heck has played it a lot. He plays it. He used to play it primarily docked, but I see now he plays a lot of, like, he has YouTube up on the TV and he sits and plays with it in portable mode. I almost exclusively play with it in portable mode.
Yeah.
It's so cool, and I've wanted a full-blown console that's portable for as long as I can remember, since portables came out. So
yeah,
I always intended to play it that way. If I want to play something that's console-y and hardcore, I have those. The Switch to me was a portable console. So I didn't even play one bit of Mario Odyssey on the TV. I beat that game entirely so far to where I'm at in portable mode. I didn't even plug it in.
Damn.
So, yeah. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, it's a Game Boy.
Yeah. Yeah. My Switch hasn't. I mean, I do let my kids play it. They have to get my permission to play it because I'm not going to let it end up like how the Wii U did.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
The gamepad, the speakers are busted, and it's no matter how many times I fucking wipe the gamepad, it ends up sticky again.
Oh, dude, kids with the fucking, I know, dude. I know.
And I'm not gonna let my Switch get like that. So I am very strict. It's probably because I'm sure there's other parents that out there listening, like, oh, why are you so strict about it? I'm like, I'm not gonna let. I paid over $300 for this. I'm not gonna let it just get destroyed.
Oh, dude. No, I agree. You better believe I'm a Nazi about it as well. And yeah, it gets disgusting. What is with that? Why?
I don't know.
How's that even happen? Do they leak that many fluids, kids?
Yes,
like out of their face and hands?
They do.
Their hands like secrete just things. It's ugh.
Yeah.
But as far as accessory goes, I have obviously the Joy-Cons it came with. I got an additional set of Joy-Cons, and I have the Pro Remote. If you're going to play on the TV screen, or if you're going to do a fighting game like Street Fighter, the Pro Remote is almost exclusively where it's at. Like Matt said, it's not necessary. It's not needed. And honestly, I play almost in handheld mode, so I'm almost always using Joy-Cons, essentially. But when you do have it on the TV, that Pro Remote is really nice. It's super comfortable. It's a good remote. I can't complain about the Pro Remote, other than it's 70 instead of 60 like every other controller out there. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What else do I have for accessories? Oh, I did get, Matt, the thing that you put the Joy-Cons into to make them like a remote, like a attached together remote. Like the system comes with one of them. I got a second one for the other set of Joy-Cons, and you can charge them with it. It actually will let you charge. Nice. Yeah, and that's really the only reason why I got it, is I needed a way to charge them all at once.
Yeah.
So I did pick that up. I don't think we have a carrying case, like a shitty cheap Zelda carrying case.
I forgot to mention that I have 2 cases.
Ooh.
I've got a Zelda one, and then I have one like that's made of denim or whatever.
Oh, that's fancy. I only ever saw your Zelda one.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, I haven't. I have to show you the other one. I forgot I had it. It wasn't even until today that I remember I had it when I was cleaning out my nightstand.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
damn. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Yeah, that's it for accessories. I don't have too much other than the extra set of Joy-Cons and the Joy-Con charger. I'd like to get a fourth remote setup. Um, I'm gonna wait till there's some type of sale or something though. I mean,
Yeah.
that shit's so expensive that it's unnecessary.
It really is.
Yeah, but yeah, so it works for. Oh, I do have Matt. A lot of people got with the early launch switches where the left Joy-Con disconnects.
Yeah.
I do have that problem. You can send it in and get it fixed, but it's literally a whole big thing. So I haven't done it yet. I need to before they stop doing that. But I do have one of those consoles. If you guys have heard about that, it is true. It does happen to mine. Do you have any problems like that with yours, Matt?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Yeah. So apparently it's literally like a little piece of like tinfoil shielding that they have to put in there to fix it.
That's weird.
Yep. Yeah, it was like left out or it's not secured properly or something in some of the early ones, and I absolutely have mine does that shit. It's annoying. So
Yeah.
what else can I say about it? I don't have any scratches on my screen. Everybody flips out about the dock messing their screen up. It's never happened to mine. It's in
I don't even know how they would even scratch the screen from the dock. They'd have to like shove it in there or something. I will say I am very careful when I dock it though.
I am too, but I don't know that Aiden is. I mean, he doesn't seem to abuse it, but I got to think that he's way less careful than I am, and there's no scratches. There's nothing. So either I'm lucky or what. But to something interesting to point out is that everybody kind of knocks the Switch and knocks the resolution on it, but man, it looks great as a handheld. Like, everybody that wants to. Yeah, I don't have any problems with it at all. Like, I don't get off of any modern console or the PC and jump onto that and feel like my eyes need to adjust or it looks extra shitty. Or when I get off, this is another thing that happens when you have something in front of your face that's like really high resolution, or like it happens to me when I play retro video games. It's so pixelated, especially on like the big TVs nowadays. And then you look at your phone. Do you ever get that happen? And like your mind is like blown by how good the resolution is like on your phone after playing like a super pixelated game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
like you have to like double look it. You're like, Jesus, that's crystal clear. I don't get that going to or from the Switch. Do you? Do you ever experience anything like that?
I mean, I definitely notice a downgrade in graphics because especially like Mario Odyssey or Zelda is a good example for, having it in handheld and then putting it up on the TV. The graphics look way better on the TV. So I definitely and Xenoblade Chronicles, it's very noticeable how pixelated it looks in handheld compared to when it's docked.
So a lot of people were asking, like, why isn't there more hardware in the dock? The only thing that happens when you dock it is it knows that it's getting power. So it can ramp up the CPU and GPU speeds because it has more power, and that's where your graphical improvements come from. They're the only chip besides the USB hub controller that's in that dock, because there is some extra USB ports in that dock, is the USB-C to HDMI chip, which is kind of a bitch move by Nintendo, by the way, because it has full USB-C support on the Switch, except the HDMI chip, and they put it in the dock, and they did that so that you have to buy like an official dock.
Yeah.
Because if not, you could just get a cord off Amazon, a USB-C, like what I use for my Mac to go to my HDMI port on my monitor. You could just buy a $12 cable off Amazon and it would work. And they literally left that chip out of the inside of the Switch and put it in the dock to force you to buy like a approved third party or one of their own docks. Like, I think that's a total chicken shit move.
Well, I mean, it's Nintendo, man. Are you really surprised?
No, you're right. That was silly. They hate money and they do stupid things.
Yeah,
so.
And they're going to continue to do stupid things.
Can we talk about how the whole voice chat thing on the Switch? I haven't done it yet, but I know all about it. Do you know about it?
You mean the lack of voice chat on Switch?
Yeah, you have to use your fucking smartphone.
Yeah, that's just stupid. I mean, how much CPU does that really take away from the Switch, though? I mean, that would be the only thing I could think of them why they took it away.
Dude, I don't get it. And people have actually asked them about it, and they said that they don't play other people's products, so they don't know how other companies do it. They just did it the way they wanted to. That is such fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me nobody at Nintendo's picked up a fucking PlayStation before or an Xbox?
Yeah, I know.
Come on.
Or even a computer?
Or a computer? Like, come on. Like, and honestly, I get that if you're playing with randos, you don't want them to have like your cell phone number. But let's be honest, most of the people you're going to play online with that you want to talk to, and that you care enough that you're going to give your Nintendo ID to, so that you can add them into the little app and talk to them, you probably wouldn't have a problem giving them your phone number.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just make a fucking phone call on your phone and wear an earpiece, and it would use way less battery than an app running to do fucking voice over the internet friggin' chat? I don't. How could they mess that up, Matt? How?
Like I said, it's Nintendo. You know, I mean, we don't even have Netflix for the Switch yet, but we have Hulu.
Hulu, yeah. Which is so yeah. I don't know, Matt. I really don't know. I mean, the Wii U, I didn't get it at launch. I got it a little late, but it had Netflix. I don't feel like there was this long of a wait for there not being Netflix. Right? Am I wrong?
Didn't Netflix come out on the Wii U like right away or shortly after? Because I remember there was a wait on the Wii for Netflix. That was the last system to get Netflix with PS3 and Xbox 360.
That's right. Yep.
But
the Wii U, it wasn't. Matt, you got your Wii U pretty early. I think I got mine like maybe just the beginning of year 2 for the Wii U when it came out, and it was out. I had it. I had Netflix on it.
Yeah, I got it at the end of the first year, and then 6 months later you came over and saw it and bought it that night.
Yeah. Well, you played my kid against me, and then you got me again with the Switch. You know, you're a son of a bitch, Matt.
I know.
So I guess to sum up then, and Matt, please interject or correct me if I'm wrong or if you feel differently, but the Switch it's probably the best handheld ever at this point. I mean, more games will come out, and that will obviously for sure cement it in that way, but definitely one of the best handhelds. If you are into handhelds, it's probably a must-have. It's a good console as a console. We're waiting for more games. It's a great party type thing. It has that Nintendo to it where you can, a bunch of people can jump on and play. All the games are easy to figure out, and you can do multiplayer very easily. It hasn't lost any of that charm or any of that Nintendo. The Nintendo store lacks, in my opinion, a lot of the older games. I'm still waiting for that. If you want to stream from it, good luck. They haven't supported that. And I guess that's its only, and proprietary accessories, but that's all shit to expect from Nintendo. So overall, I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with it. I mean, if we're talking about handhelds now, yeah, it's the best handheld out there. And
what about all time? I'm going to go ahead and just say it, even though it's still missing a bunch of games that I would like to see on there. I'm going to call it the best handheld.
I think I want to wait a year or two before I make that, because right now, no, it's not for me.
What would you pick?
Game Boy.
Game Boy.
I mean, I just have so many memories of that, and just so many good games on it. But like I said, that's why I want to wait another year or two, especially when the Virtual Console comes out. Because even though I've only ever bought one Virtual Console game, and that was Paper Mario, because it was on sale for like $1 or $2 on the Wii U store.
Right.
It was. I mean, I know I'm going to be buying games for it on the Virtual Console.
Yeah, they're really. I don't know. I mean, I guess they're being strategic with that, the whole Virtual Console delay and all that, because they need to trickle stuff out to keep it kind of going.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, all right. So, yeah, you changed my mind, Matt. I'm not going to call it the best of all time portable, but it is definitely the best current portable. And by current, that would be what the Vita would be the only thing going against it. And it definitely is better than the Vita for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. Well, yeah. So, it's a great console. It's not, if you're hearing a lot of negative shit, especially around the PC gaming community, you really should just kind of give it a try. Or if you have a need for playing portably, it's not terrible. Yes, Doom looks like shit on it compared to other systems, but what do you expect? It's not really it wasn't even designed with that console in mind. You should be thankful Bethesda's even porting shit, and supporting other things and have an open mind. But yeah, that's it. So year-end review of the Switch is mostly positive. This year will be interesting. We'll see what they come out with games this year, and we'll revisit it, I'm sure, as stuff comes out.
Yeah, definitely. So before we get into another news topic here, I meant to bring this up for World of Warcraft.
Okay.
So I calculated how many hours I've played World of Warcraft since 2005.
No, you didn't.
And I wanted you to take a guess. I'm going to give you one guess on how many hours that I've played World of Warcraft since 2005. And mind you that I have gone on very long breaks of not playing, and then there have been times where I played the most from 2005 to about 2009 was about the time I played the most, and ever since then it's been a very on-off experience.
So, wow, I either want to go conservative, which is still a lot, but you think conservative for 13 years of a game being out, conservative in that mindset.
And I will say this, the amount of hours I've put in pales in comparison to probably hardcore people.
Okay.
So it's probably not as many as you think.
Okay. I'm going to say, this number keeps coming back into my head, with give or take, we'll say give or take 100 hours. Okay. I'm going to say 1,100 hours.
Oh, that's really low.
All right. Let me tell you what my other one was before you give it away. My other one was going to be, and I don't know why, but the first thing that came to mind, the first thing was 2,800 hours. And I'm like, no, that's kind of a lot. And I'm like, well, 13 years, this and that. And I'm like, no, I'm going to be conservative because you had long breaks. And I went with 1,100. And that was the number I kept coming back to. So is my second guess any closer? 2,800 hours.
I mean, it's closer, but it's still not right.
Oh, my God. You played more than that?
So my exact hours, and like I said, this pales in comparison to a lot of people.
Stop trying to make yourself sound not so bad.
Well, no, because you got to remember the game's been out for 13 years, and I haven't been playing for ever since 2009. It's dropped off dramatically, the amount of time I've been playing it.
Okay.
So my exact hours is 3,526 hours, 0.4.
3,500 hours. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So that's for the game that you've played the most then. If anybody ever asked you, it's got to be that.
Yeah, and that equates to 142 days, 112 hours, 386 minutes. That's how I did that, because it'll tell you how many days you've played a character, how many hours, and how many minutes. And the character I played the most is obviously my very first character that I made in 2005, and that was my Night Elf Druid. For 91 days I've played him.
So to catch up with Matt in World of Warcraft, you would have to play for 13 hours a day for a year.
Holy shit. Yeah, I guess you would. Which, like I said, that's a very small amount of time compared to a lot of people.
Which is shocking. Well, there are people that's the only thing they play. There's people that aren't gamers that play that.
I know.
That's all they play. Yeah. There's couples that they spend their entire being together when they're not working or eating in World of Warcraft playing. It's really, really crazy. Wow, Matt. So, all right, well, you and Blizzard hanging out, BFFs,
I know.
3,500 hours.
Because I don't know if I remember I told you, but remember I have at least over 1,000 hours in Diablo 3.
Damn, that's right. I should have went with the 2,800 first. At least I would have been close.
Yeah.
Damn, that's true. You did say you have that much into Diablo.
Because I have 500 hours into my wizard and 500 hours into a barbarian. So
yeah, yep. So. Wow, man, that's crazy. Well,
yeah, I'm definitely a Blizzard fan, but which I gotta say lately, I haven't been a fan of what Blizzard's been doing lately. I've been a fan of what they've been doing for WoW, for what they've been doing for World of Warcraft, for all their other games. It's like they don't give a shit about any of their other games. It's all basically WoW and Overwatch. It's more Overwatch than even WoW. Lately.
In which you did scrutinize them on last week's episode when we talked about professional gaming. You did scrutinize them and say that game was sort of, and take it. Some people might take it as a good thing, or we're kind of seeing it as a less heartfelt thing. But they made that game for Overwatch 4 with competition in mind. Were your words, I think, exactly. So, man, we might lose a sponsorship here, Matt. With you, you keep bad mouthing them like that.
It's not so much competition in mind, it's esports in mind. There's a difference.
True.
I mean, yeah, you can say they developed StarCraft 2 with esports in mind, which they did.
Right.
And same with Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch. It's all esports. Oh, definitely Hearthstone too. I forgot about that. Terrible game.
I know it's pretty popular, but I don't really know of anybody that plays it.
I mean, it is. It's not that it's a bad card game, but it's, I don't know, too much variance or not variance, but too much randomness, I should say.
Yeah. Right.
So.
Shit.
But all right, I think we've got time for probably like one more story here. I know we got a lot, but it's we talked a lot about the Switch.
We did. This turned into the Switch special, and that's cool. No worries.
Yeah, that's all right.
So, real quick, I want to point out, we don't have to talk about it. This was like a little side note. I got an email from Sony, basically officially giving us an end date for the PS3 and the Vita.
Yeah.
The PlayStation Plus free games will end 3/8/2019. So about 4 days plus a year from now, from this recording. So, they say that's not the end of support for it, but it's the end of when you get free games for PlayStation Plus for them. And essentially that's the beginning of the end. So, roughly a year left, which honestly, I mean, like you said it, Matt, when I brought this up to you, I'm not surprised.
Oh yeah, not at all.
Those systems are old, especially the PS3, man. That thing is getting real long in the tooth to be keeping up on, and I'm sure it's expensive.
I know.
Weird though. It's coming down to it. So
it's going to be retro, which I still find it fucking weird. Nintendo 64 is retro. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, so that whole Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, Dreamcast are the newest retro inductees. So PS2 is next.
I thought PS2 was retro now.
I wouldn't call it retro. That's where the modern games and the way we play games and 3D and stuff like that and all that
it's
really
retro,
was kind of.
Bro, it's retro.
I don't know, man. There's games on PS2
it's retro. It's retro.
Okay, all right. So according to Zuby, PS2 is now retro, which really makes me feel old as fuck. So.
All right, we'll give it 6 months and it's retro.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
It can enjoy, not being retro for 6 more months.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Matt. Why don't you pick one of the remaining stories on the list there? And I'm interested to see what you want to talk about. Which one you want to go into?
The most interesting one that I thought was probably the most interesting one was the Game Boy. The thumbs on with the tiniest Game Boy ever.
Dude, how tight is that thing?
It's I'm really interested in it, but the problem is that I'm gonna feel like I have such a hard time even seeing the screen, more so than a regular Game Boy. But so basically, this is the story here. So someone has made the tiniest Game Boy ever that you can put on a keychain. They call it the Pocket Sprite. It's a little over 2 inches tall, 1 inch wide, and a 1/2 inch thick.
He's not talking about the screen, guys. The whole thing.
Yeah. And it's the world's smallest playable emulation device. It can run Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Sega Master System, and Sega Game Gear games right out of the box.
Holla.
And you can see the guy. They showed the little video or GIF of the guy playing it, and he's basically mashing the 2 buttons on there. And the D-pad, and it's that freaking small. It looks like he's playing Sonic or something.
The little like GIF is Sonic. Yeah, so he's playing, and that's Game Gear Sonic. That's with Tails, so that's Sonic 2 on the Game Gear. It's yeah. So, well, they did say, Matt, that even though the two little buttons, the A and B buttons or whatever, are super small, that you actually can, by rocking your thumb, you can actually either do both or one.
Oh,
So,
that is true. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
so not terrible. I don't. I'd be afraid to put on my keychain just because it would get scratched to fuck.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I've
but
got.
I kind of want one, dude. I don't know why.
I know. Me too. It's tempting just for. I mean, they show a picture of the guy playing Pokemon, and I'm just like, shit. That'd be it. I'd be playing fucking Pokemon on it.
Oh my god, to have something that small with you to play Pokemon all the time.
But could we even play together though? You know.
Can you link? Yeah, that's true. Probably not, I would guess.
Then I don't want one then. But if it could, I'd be really tempted to freaking play it though.
So the screen, Matt, look at the GIF where he's playing Sonic. Just to put this in perspective, everybody, the screen is literally like this guy's thumbnail is bigger than the screen.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching the video right now, and it's a pretty neat little device, and it's even the insides of it are pretty interesting too. It's got an ESP32 dual core 240 megahertz processor that blows my mind. Dual core with 512 kilobytes of RAM, which that's insane.
For something that small, it's very insane. Yes.
And it's more than capable of emulating the 4.19 megahertz 16 kilobyte original Game Boy that inspired its creation. That's just insane. So the display is 25 millimeters by 22 millimeters, which
so small. Oh my god!
But I still want one though. It's freaking cool.
I want it really bad. It's only $55 too. Like, well spent. I've spent $55 on way stupider shit before.
Yeah, but it's like I said, if you can't link up with it, I got to look into that to see if you can even link up.
Yeah, I agree. It would be perfect for Pokemon, dude. It fits in your pocket. You won't even notice that it's there. Like it's non-intrusive. Oh, it looks so cool. So fucking cool.
Dude, one of the comments in the thread in the article, what is this, a game child for ants?
Oh my god. Yeah, it needs to be at least 2 times that size.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, I see it. They actually show Zoolander holding his, or not Zoolander. Is that Zoolander? What's his name?
Zoolander.
Yeah, Zoolander.
Ben Stiller.
He's holding the little phone, the world's smallest cell phone. Yeah, it's about that size too.
Shit. Oh man, but that's funny. No, I mean, it's like I said, it's a really cool device. Yeah, granted, you can emulate on anything nowadays. I mean. And granted, I mean, there are better ways to do, mobile emulation than this, but it's a cool, neat little thing where, you're always going to have your keys on you most of the time.
Hopefully.
And, just if you're stuck in a doctor's office or some shit, just pull out your keys and start playing some, I don't know, Sonic or Zelda or some shit.
How crazy is that too? You can go from playing Pokemon to Sonic on something on your keychain, and not like watered down versions, like the real games.
Yeah, so this brings to mind something that I always thought of, even as a kid. I remember when the Game Boy came out, that blew my mind. I never thought in a million years I'd be able to play, full blown Sega games on this.
Oh yeah,
or something like this. You know what I mean?
People don't realize it too, that Game Boy, that original Game Boy, was damn near as powerful as an actual NES, and it actually had a better sound chip in it than the NES did. So I agree. Yeah, honestly, like, my mind was blown when the Game Gear came out with a color screen.
Oh yeah.
I know better now that the Game Boys, the library and the games are a lot better on there by far. But like the colored screen and something portable was like, what, you're doing what now? Like, I'm sorry, but what is that? So, Matt, you want to go over just one more thing real quick before we call it quits? I think we got a couple of minutes left.
Yeah.
Let's do the Duke Nukem ID Labs or ID whatever it is, ID Studios.
Where I saw that. Where the hell? Where is
Yeah,
it?
it's 3D Realms released a
there
new
it
game.
is.
3D Realms, sorry, I got
Okay.
it way wrong. So, in case anybody missed it, this week news came out. You can buy in early. It's a game called Iron Maiden, and it's made by 3D Realms, which, yes, the same
No,
people.
not Iron, Ion.
Ion, sorry, damn, fucking metal shit stuck in my head from the 90s, and this is a very 90s game. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Ion Maiden, thank you, Matt, is created by 3D Realms, the same people that make Duke Nukem, and the game we've been talking about, well, at least I've been talking about lately from back in the day, Shadow Warrior. These guys are making a new game based on the actual engine that they used back in 1995 to make those games on. So it's kind of marketed as, it's not trying to be retro, it is retro. It's not a poser, which is kind of cool because they own the engine, so they can do it. So it's like it's upscaled, it'll play on your 4K TV, but it still looks just shitty enough. But it definitely looks better than those older games upscaled, because they look really bad on a 4K TV. Yes, I've done it. And it's like, it's not 3D, it's 2D sprites with like multiple different, angles as you walk past them and shit. And, dude, I mean, it's only like 17 or 18 bucks. You're going to buy it. You get like the first like level, I think, immediately.
Is it out yet?
You can get like the first level right away.
Oh, okay.
Right now. And then they're just going to, as they finish each section of it, they're just going to give it to you because it's technically an early release right now.
Oh, okay,
it's still like alpha or beta, but they do have like the basics in place and they have like the first level. So you can pay for it now for the super cheap price of like 18 bucks. And then as they develop it, you'll get everything kind of dished out to you, which is really fucking cool, man.
No, I'm watching the little trailer video of it, and I mean, it looks pretty cool. It looks, I don't know. It's funny that it's crazy that there's a lot of developers, and even not even just the developers from the company themselves, but just other people, freelancers or indie artists are really trying to bring back old school feels like this. It's
Yeah, exactly. And these guys are like, well, fuck it, we'll just do it.
Yeah. And it's I don't know, it looks interesting. I mean, once it goes on Steam sale for like 50 cents, I may pick it up.
Wow, man, Matt, you are a hard sell, bro. It is hard to get out of Matt.
I am.
Now, if Blizzard released this game, you'd be buying it, though. Be honest. If Blizzard was like, oh, we bought 3D Realms, oh, and we're making a new game based on the old engine, you'd be like, oh my god, take my money.
Maybe. It all depends.
I think I'm gonna buy it. I do. I'll let you guys know. I'll probably pick it up soon. Probably next payday. I'll probably grab it. And I will check it out. I'll let you guys know. But I just thought that was really freaking cool that those guys are still around. And not only are they still around, but they've been around long enough to come back to the resurgence of where retro is cool. And they're like, oh shit, we're poised perfectly for this. So, but yeah, I just thought that was interesting. So
no, it's definitely interesting. Like I said, I'll pick it up for $1.
Yeah.
I'll go up to $1. Okay.
I might gift it to you. All right. Just so you play it, for Christ's sake.
God, that'll make me less likely to play it.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure. You can't get Matt to do anything, guys. In his own time. In his own time.
I can't. I'm so stubborn.
For sure. Well, that about wraps it up. Matt, is there anything you want to add in for our peeps listening at home or work or wherever they are, in their car probably?
If you want to reach out to me, you can reach me out on Twitter at Zubatron, Zubatron. I've also got a Magic the Gathering / little bit of Dungeons and Dragons podcast that I do called Magic with Zuby. You can find that on Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and iTunes and YouTube. And yeah, that's about it.
All over the place. You can find me on Twitter. I am at K1LLABEEZZ, the number 2, the letter T. That's at Killabees2T, spelled all fucked up. Or you can look in the description. It is in there. You can find this podcast by simply going to vcrgamingpodcast.com. Google, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, all those things. Our Twitter handle is at VCR Gaming. Facebook is facebook.com/VCR Gaming. VCR Gaming on Instagram. Check that out. We post shit here and there on there. And you can email us, of course, at vcrgamingpodcast@gmail.com. I miss any, Matt?
No, I think you got everything.
All right. Well, thanks everyone again for listening in. Be sure to check us out next week. We got something a little special planned. Matt is actually going to, even though it's one of his favorite topics, part of it he's going to hate immensely. So tune in to listen to him bitch about it. I'm making him do something he doesn't want to do.
It's gonna be a Zuby rant. If you listen to my Magic the Gathering podcast, I have this once in a while. I have this segment called a Zuby rant, and I haven't done a Zuby rant in like 6 to 8 months now. But it's where I just go on a fucking rant, and it's probably going to be a rant.
Or not. Or it might be a rant that's positive that you're unexpecting.
I doubt it.
I don't know. We'll see. So check us out again next week, guys. We are live on the Zubatron Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv/Zubatron, Zubtron. Holy shit. We stream every Sunday night at 5 live. You can check it out and be part of it. Take part in the chat.
It's 5 Eastern.
And 5 Eastern. Thank you. And belittle us, as much as you'd like or as little. And you might want to be on for that one because it is going to be interesting. So again, thanks again, everybody. And we will see you guys next week.
All right. See you guys.